Hello there, my friends. This is Dave Wood, and I wanted to welcome you back to this episode of The Daily Shortcut. I'm, of course, sitting by this lovely fire that I've made in my house, even though it is hot as hell in Costa Rica. I'm actually sweating all over my shirt. And so as you're paying attention to that, I want you to focus on my words as I share my personal strategy for managing my energy and also managing my focus throughout the day. Now, I came up with the idea to do this episode as I was reminded of the principles that I'm about to share from a conversation that I had a couple of years ago on Facebook. And as I was looking through some of my old blog posts, I actually found this. See, a lady, she came onto my Facebook, and in a response to a post that I'd made, that I had written about another post from the past on Facebook, she wrote this thing, and I'm gonna share it with you here in a second. Now, I can't even remember what the initial post was about, but she said something to me that was along the lines of this. And I'm actually going to post a photo of this down below so you can read it. She said, when I saw the post you mentioned, I was a little disheartened. I just spent most of the day and the better part of the night on webinars, reading, trying different kinds of marketing strategies, and so on and so forth. When you're starting out, it's tough. I've been trying to build this business online for 2 months. I've signed people up and I'm generating leads, but the price is that my head hurts, my eyes can't focus, and my family feels ignored. Right now, I'm going to share some strategies for managing your energy, but also there's some things that I think that you need to do, such as just spend more time with your family if you're doing that, and schedule it, because you're going to have a tendency to get sucked into just constant, never-ending things, especially if you're building any kind of business online. So let's talk about that step by step here. Now, this person's comment is actually a direct effect of not knowing how to manage energy properly, and I've posted it on the page so you can see it below again, because this is a common thing that happens to people who need to go through intense periods of work for prolonged periods of time. Trust me, I've been there too. I'm actually doing that right now, and I've been doing it for the last 60 days because you need to go through an intense period of direct energy to create momentum. I still do millions of dollars a month years later from intense bursts of energy like this, so don't worry about it, first of all, because you're going to get to where you want if you just simply continue to focus and adjust your strategy daily from the feedback that you're getting from the universe, but you may go through a time where you have to go through intense work. Even when you have access to simple methods of building an online business, such as what we offer in the Total Shortcut system, this can happen. Even though your daily action assignments might not take any more than an hour or so, many days, if you really want to grow fast, you might end up spending some time working with new people that you're bringing in, learning. You might get distracted by things. You might spend time with your sponsor, maybe working on personal development. Maybe you're going to learn how to scale your business up and really make a lot of money fast, and so on. Now, especially if you're not using our system, you will spend tons of time, right? But even using a great system, you might spend more than you'd like. And when your monthly income surpasses $10,000 a month, $5,000 a month, $30,000 a month, you could learn how to scale that a little bit differently. Now, let me teach you how to make it so you can operate in the flow all day and night. And this is going to totally change everything for you, because when you need to do it, this is useful to know, because you will need to do it at some time. You're going to feel happy, you're going to be healthy, and you're going to be powerful every minute of the day. And you're also going to have the emotional resources and the time resources to spend with the people that you love if you do it this way. If you apply these strategies and you stay consistent, your health is also going to improve, your energy is going to massively increase, and your mind will turn into a commission compounding machine that continues to multiply the wealth that you're creating in your life as the pain of your past continues to fade away. And you could just toss that into the fire like we were talking about in the last episode, as I continue to sweat, perhaps, indeed. Be sure to leave a thoughtful, detailed comment with your thoughts below this episode as well. After you learn these, not only will you be automatically entered to win a free copy of the book, Getting Things Done by David Allen, but also interacting with this content is one of the ways that you learn, and it's taking the first step towards applying these concepts in your daily life. And if you pay attention with the intention of writing a comment, and then you continue coming back and watching, you're going to find that the fire that you have on the inside will continue to be lit up every day. It'll become brighter, and it will consume the fears and the worries and pain, and will replace it with love and abundance in your life as you continue to multiply and expand your prosperity exponentially. That was a mouthful, wasn't it? Now, these are the concepts I'm going to share, okay? This is going to be information that's going to help you effectively manage your energy, all right? Here's concept number one. Feeling exhausted and run down is actually completely normal if you're not managing your energy, and here's why. It's because the neurotransmitters in your brain are exhausted from over-focusing without enough recuperation time. The best way I can explain it without trying to be a scientist is this. It's like you're bench pressing every day with no breaks ever. Your time for your body to recover and repair happens during rest. You can't do that every day. You need to rest or you're going to break down. Your mind can only focus on a single task with complete clarity for about 90 minutes at a time. Usually for most people it's actually less if they don't have a trained mind. And even if your mind is trained, after 90 minutes or so, you're going to need a break if you're doing any kind of intense mental work for at least 15 to 30 minutes, and that's if you do a focused break. Now, most people don't need to work in breaks during their day because they work boring, repetitive jobs that don't require a ton of brain exercise. Most people don't work in jobs that require you to do things like a NASA scientist would do, for example, with your mind. Some of you, though, they do. Like my dad, he was a judge. He was constantly reading. He had to be intently focused all the time. In our kind of business, you've got to be creative. Being an entrepreneur is completely different. It's more like how my dad worked at his job. That was like intense brain work. It takes this intense kind of mental and spiritual energy that will exhaust in maybe a little over an hour, 90 minutes, if you're doing it right. That's if you're doing it right. And there's no way around this. You do not have powers to overcome this, trust me. You want to learn to incorporate breaks during long periods of work, right? Mental work, see, needs to be balanced out by physical movement. If you work all day and you don't exercise your body at all, your mind is going to get burned out. You're going to click refresh on your screen 100 times in an hour. You're going to space out the whole day. You're going to wind up scrolling through Facebook without accomplishing anything if you're doing intense mental work like you have to do as an entrepreneur. Number 4, you can reset the neurotransmitters in your brain in a couple of different ways. One of those ways is to make sure that you get 8 hours of restful sleep daily, okay? And a lot of people, they say they don't need 8 hours of sleep and they just look like they're tired all the time. You need good sleep. There's very few human beings that don't need normal amounts of sleep. Alternatively, 15 to 20 minutes of proper meditation, some stretching and exercise, it can do the trick, and you can constantly reset your neurotransmitters all throughout the day, and you can operate in a totally different peak state. I would actually choose meditation unless you only need to work a total of a couple of hours a day, which, especially if you're new, you probably are coming home from a long day at work and you're tired and exhausted already, but you're motivated because of your dreams, and then you need to operate in some more focused energy, but your mind's exhausted, your resources are exhausted, and so you need to change something in the way you're doing things in order to really turn it on and light it up to be able to focus. Does that make sense? Now, if you use these concepts to construct a system in your life that you can apply to your daily routine, you can work hard all day and night when you need to, and work literally the whole day like you just woke up from a good night's sleep. This will completely change the quality of the work you can produce after periods of exhaustion. Now, as a special bonus for you, I want to share with you my personal energy management strategy. Now, I've developed this system when I first started trying to make it online, and I had to work all the time, and this is proven to work for me and lots of others when it's applied properly. And you could modify it and use something like this in your own life, okay? And here are some of the steps. Number 1, in the morning, I like to start the day by getting my most important work done first, which for me involves reading, thinking, it involves writing and things like that to prepare content for my show. And if I think right then, I'm gonna think right the rest of the day. I don't need any kind of meditation usually for myself when I wake up because my mind is fresh. I get up, maybe drink a little bit of coffee, and then I hammer out a blog post, I hammer out some content, some emails, I read, I get the most productive things I need to do done first, because those activities make me the most money in my business, and for me, it's best to complete that immediately upon awakening because that's the stuff that generates sales. Does that make sense? Number 2, I break all my work down into chunks. I like to break things down into 90-minute segments because of what I just taught you a little bit earlier. So your mind isn't just firing at top speed all the time. If you're focusing on a singular, mentally straining task, it can't do it for more than about 90 minutes. So the way I like to do it personally is I have like an iPad or I have my phone do this. I downloaded a free stopwatch app, and when I start working, I hit start on the stopwatch. Now, when it hits around 90 minutes, what I do is I stop even if I'm in the middle of something, right? Now, sometimes I got to adjust that if I've got a conference or an appointment and I got to talk for more than 90 minutes, but it's actually pretty rare. And then we move to step number 3, and that's what do I do after it stops, right? Well, that gives us a 3. The first thing I do during that time is I take a break for 15 or 30 minutes, every 90 minutes. Now, I do something physical during that break first, like Kung Fu, maybe I jump rope, I do singing, I do dancing, right? I'm not good at either. I'm not good at singing and I'm not good at dancing. I've put some singing videos up before and they're embarrassing, but I just don't care because I've gotten a lot better, right? I do it to reset my neurotransmitters and get myself in a different state so I can pour it on when I need to work and when I need to do productive things for long periods. You'll be amazed at how good of shape you'd get into if you were literally just dancing in 5-minute sections all through the day every 90 minutes. Not only would your body feel better, not only would you feel healthier and stronger, your mind will as well, right? That actually for me, I have gotten more strong faster than I have by structured weightlifting programs. I'm not going to promise you that that's going to happen for you because then I'm going to get all sorts of wild claims, but just try it and see what happens. Number 4. Next thing I do after I take that break is I'm going to do anywhere from 15 to 25 minutes of transcendental meditation. Now, transcendental meditation is meditation via rhythmic repetition of words or chanting. I want to take the religion out of this, and I'm going to talk about that here in a second. It doesn't matter what you repeat. The purpose of doing it is to get your brain into the right kind of state. I also recommend for people that aren't experienced with meditation listening to binaural beats, which is just you take headphones and you can go search on YouTube for binaural beats that produce delta or theta waves in the brain and just close your eyes and listen in. But you're going to need headphones to do that because binaural beats operate by having one sound on one side of your ear, a slightly different sound on the other side. Your brain creates a new tone because they're so close, and the brain connecting to create that new tone actually changes your brainwave state. I feel like that is not going to reset you as quickly as rhythmic chanting, which is a really old meditation practice. However, it's extremely effective, especially if you have longer periods of time. The basic strategy is what you want to do is sit down with your feet flat on the floor, your back straight and upright. And then what you want to do, you want to make sure you're not lying down because you're going to fall to sleep, and you don't need to sleep, you need to meditate. It will reset your mind faster, and sleep might take you off for hours and then you might lose track of time. Once you're sitting, what you want to do is boringly, rhythmically repeat something in a rhythm for the count of 4 as you breathe in and out, and chant it for 4 as you breathe in, as you breathe out in your mind. You just repeat that back and forth. I don't want to pretend I'm a meditation expert. You can find this on YouTube for free. What you actually chant or repeat, it doesn't matter. You don't need to chant the name of Buddha or something religious. You could literally come up with some boring, mindless phrase. If you were a Christian, you could say, God is blessing me, or I love Jesus if you wanted to, and it's fine. You can take the spirituality out of it as well, because it's the rhythmic repetition of sounds that actually will reset the neurotransmitter in your brain and put you into a state that allows you to work in a creative way. It's a set period of time of doing that that produces what's called hemispheric synchronization in the brain, and that'll reset your neurotransmitter system like you've taken a 90-minute nap in minutes. It's amazing what this will do for your functional ability to produce if you just do it. Again, the word or phrase is irrelevant because it's actually the rhythmic repetition that produces between an alpha and a theta brainwave state, and it will reset your brain like you've gotten sleep, but you'll actually be more focused if you do it. Now, something nonsensical is fine. What's been proven is that 15 to 20 minutes of meditation with that kind of repetition, it will reset the neurotransmitters, and it'll be like you just woke up from deep, deep, deep sleep. Now, you still need to sleep at night. Don't try to meditate and not sleep. So you still need to sleep at night. However, you may find yourself immediately needing less sleep by simply deciding to manage your energy in the right kind of a way. You actually might need a little less sleep. Number 5, this is the 5th step, and these are all going to be in your free downloads, and so in case I'm talking really fast, you can tell me what you learned in the comments, but this is going to help you. Then you work for another 90-minute cycle, and then you can repeat this pattern, right? Now that's what I do when I need to work under intense focused energy for long periods. Even when I don't work all day and night, I like to do it if I'm working for 3 or 4 hours or even 6 hours. And why is that? Because I'm always working, even when I'm not working for money, because I love what I'm doing, right? I'm not rich and free so I can sit around and be a fat hog all day, right? And be a rich, lazy asshole. I'm rich and free so I can learn cool stuff and transform people, right? And so that requires me to focus and learn. So right now, I spend somewhere between 4 and 8 hours a day studying business, right? And the reason is because I'm looking intently with the specific outcome of building a momentum wave bigger than all the combined history that I've been online. And I'm actually producing that right now, and I'm doing it in short, hour-and-a-half long cycles using the strategy that I've outlined for you. Now, I do some other things sometimes. I do emotional release work that I learned from my brother. We'll talk about that in future episodes, but just try it. Try this strategy for a week, or even if you don't try it for a week, try it for a day, right? And just watch the difference. Do it for a month and see the difference in your body it would make if you just broke up your day with lots of little breaks in exercise. And tell me how you feel as you keep continuing to come back to the show, physically, mentally, how you feel spiritually. I'm curious if you're going to take advantage of this strategy in your own life. So be sure to let me know in the comments below. What I'm going to tell you is that the quality of what you produce in 90 minutes focusing like that will way be beyond the quality of your normal work you'd produce in 3 hours or 6 hours if you're not managing your energy right, because your mind is not going to be focused. See, managing your energy throughout the day of entrepreneurial work has never been easier thanks to the daily shortcut that I've created, because I want to give you these strategies and actually teach you how to do it and help you get it into your unconscious. This is going to help reinforce what you just learned in this episode, and it's totally free to you. These are extremely easy to access. All you got to do is put your name and your email below in here after you comment and share this on Facebook, so you could of course enter a chance to win that free book. In your first daily bonus that you're going to find on the next page, I'm actually going to give you all these strategies in a free PDF workbook that you can print out so you can actually follow along with these concepts, and you can discover how you can easily apply them in your own daily routine. Now, there's not going to be any comparison to the magic that's created by writing down the responses to those daily episodes. You come back every day and making your own game plan on how you can apply this content in your life. This is strategies that I literally spend sometimes hours putting these things together, because I really want to impact you for free, whether you're involved with our organization or not. You're also going to get a transcription of today's episode, so you can read these and you can internalize these ideas. I would encourage you to do that every day, to actually watch the episode, to download the bonuses. Every day they're different, to actually fill out the workbook, to actually read it, because reading, watching, and then also get the audio, which is your second daily shortcut. You're going to download a free audio of today's episode so you can listen to it again and again, whether you're in the car, whether you're at the gym, or wherever, because listening to audio is a powerful way to reset your energy in its own way and teach you new things and put it in your unconscious. If you do that every day, I want to help you transform for free. That's my goal, right? Without giving me any money, without helping anybody in an organization make money or being a customer, I want you to transform through this content, and I promise that you will. And I'm thinking about it and actually studying and researching and growing myself as I'm doing this to make sure that it's transformational content. Then your third and most important daily shortcut, that I'm going to give you my entire business system, which is called the Total Shortcut System, which is the exact system that I use that's generated $195 million in sales in the past 5 years in my company. Here's all you got to do to claim it. Simply fill in your name and email at the bottom of this page and scroll down, and you're going to see it. Then click the button that says give me the total shortcut, and you're going to immediately be taken to the next page where you can access your 3 powerful bonus shortcuts. And that's all, right? Now here's what I'm going to do. I've just about reached the end of a 90-minute burst of work. In the last 90 minutes, here's what I've done. I have actually made a video and uploaded it to the internet. I went and I edited both of 2 episodes actually for 2 shows. I sent emails out to my list and communicated with the leaders, and I created a bunch of leads on social media, stirring up some commotion on Facebook, because I always like to stir up commotion. What did you do in the last 90 minutes? Let me know in the comments, right? And now that that is done, what am I going to do? I am actually going to go and I'm going to do a little bit of exercise, a little bit of meditation, and I'm going to take some action that's going to create an even better future as you continue watching your old excuses and beliefs of the past burn into the flames of the fire. I will see you in the next daily shortcut, my friend, and remember, you're awesome.